Hey everyone, this is Kevin T. Rodriguez, film critic of iCritic.net, and on Friday, MoviePass made an announcement that I forgot to make a video about, and I haven't decided yet, where they have acquired a movie studio and potentially their entire catalog because they want to get into the movie making business. And I had a couple thoughts about that. The first is that should a company that's, only got 15 million in cash on hand really be investing in movie studios? And then I started having a little bit of back and forth about whether or not we're going back to the monopolistic days of the studios make the movies, distribute the movies, and own the theaters as well. That might be an interesting history lesson to discuss in a future video. But as many of you probably know, MoviePass actually acquired 2 movies to distribute before they made this announcement. Now, I kind of didn't make a video about that studio acquisition because I kind of figured that would take second fiddle to their performance for, I believe it was called American Animals. That is the first movie that they are distributing with the Orchid, which is another studio. They made a deal where they picked it up for $3 million and they're going to split the profits 50-50. Reportedly, it needs to make like $12 million for them to break even. So, not a huge hurdle, but who wants to see a movie called American Animals? Would anyone want to see that? And would MoviePass even stay in business long enough to see this hit theaters? And the answer to the second question is that MoviePass obviously did stay in business long enough to see this movie released. The answer to the first question is we won't know for sure until the theatrical run of the movie is done. But based on the opening weekend on the 4 theaters it was on, American Animals definitely looked to be like a good investment and could definitely help keep MoviePass alive for a little bit longer. So according to Deadline, who has, by the way, written many critical articles on MoviePass, they've joined the chorus and MoviePass is going to die, wrote, "This weekend, MoviePass basked in a tad of sunlight as their Sundance co-acquisition with the Orchid, Bart Layton's American Animals, posted a solid $35,000 per theater, translating into a $140,000 at 4 locations: Los Angeles, the Landmark, and Hollywood ArcLight, and New York's Lincoln Square and Union Square. All the theaters except the ArcLight accepted MoviePass. Sure, we've seen bigger opening theater averages this year, like Fox Searchlight's Isle of Dogs at 60,000, Warner's 2001: A Space Odyssey re-release at 50,000, which I actually was not aware they even did that. I feel pissed that I didn't know that, by the way. And IFC's The Death of Stallion, 46,000. But 35,000 is pretty good, which I agree, especially since I don't know a lot of people who are aware that it's coming out, but obviously the reviews are good and people want to see it. And movies that open like that tend to have bigger legs once they open wider. Also factor in that American Animals was the #1 title at the ArcLight, beating such big picks as Solo: A Star Wars Story in the Dome, #1 at the Landmark, #2 at Lincoln Center, and #3 at Union Square. Big venues and an impressive ranking considering all the major studio mini-major fare that's out there that the studios are dumping millions of dollars of P&A on. Yeah, because American Animals didn't have like a lot of press and advertisement. And the fact that it was #1 the ArcLight, keep in mind, that is not a MoviePass supported theater. So those are people paying for the movie out of pocket. And I think that's what MoviePass is ultimately going to go for. We'll discuss that in a little bit, actually. We hear that the partnership between the Orchid and MoviePass Ventures was certainly worthy, yielding strong results for an edgy heist film that was also propped by an 84% certified fresh Rotten Tomatoes score. No one is griping, everyone is happy. Deadline figures that MoviePass percentage share of the box office was north of 25-35% for the weekend, which is above their aggregate for indie titles. The Orchid isn't releasing MoviePass percent share figures, and will continue to dive into the data well past the PIC's nationwide break to 600 venues on June 22nd. Note that MoviePass membership reign is strong in New York and LA. MoviePass and the Orchid went equal on the $3 million acquisition of the PIC and P&A, with the money and ticket service thumping the film strongly on its app to its 3+ million plus subscriber base from the outset. And this might be their first real hint that could work. If they can start moving the MoviePass people towards certain movies, that's part of the way they want to use their data. That's what they want to use to help sell it. So pick, which stars American Horror Stories Evan Peters, follows a group of friends who, well, anyway. Workers has said in the press release that the upside to MoviePass is that by marketing with them, a distributor can see who actually watched the promos and who bought tickets, and that's data other means of movie advertising such as billboards and TV spots can't deliver precisely, only sampling stats. Depending on who you talk to in the industry, whether it's an exhibitor or major studio distributor, there's an eagerness on their behalf to see MoviePass go away, specifically over the fear that ultimately, rental-wise, both sides would have to take a haircut. Granted, MoviePass isn't in a good place right now, with its parent company, Helios and Matheson, getting hammered at the stock market with a near low 44 cents share price over news of its limited amount, cash reserves, and ambitious $9.99 a month service, which provides a subscriber one free ticket a day. However, MoviePass isn't dead. They're determined to have a footprint in the theatrical space, evident in their recent acquisition of Emmett Furlow Oasis Films and the launch of MoviePass Films. This follows their news at Sundance to take a greater stake in indie films being released in an effort to drive business towards them. Studio and exhibition rivals argue MoviePass won't be able to weather this blockbuster summer box office and will darken by Labor Day. But summer isn't over yet. So this is a good start for MoviePass. An excellent start. Very, very good. And here's how this is going to work. They win-win whether you use your MoviePass on this movie or not. If you use your MoviePass ticket, most of that money saved for the 10% that the movie theaters keep goes back to their pocket. So they're effectively paying themselves. If someone who doesn't own MoviePass sees it, well, then they get money. And some of you might be saying, well, if they're putting money in their own pocket, how's that helping them? Well, it helps them because you are, in fact, taking money away from other movie studios, which is, frankly, one of the things they want to do. They want to do it this whole time. MoviePass isn't going to be making money off their MoviePass subscription. There's no possible way they can do that. Even if they upped the subscription price to, like, say, $15 or $20 a month, and I really wish they would do that, by the way, to help slow the cash flow, they're not going to make money off those subscriptions. But the data, the information, and, of course, their own movies. And I think with that studio that they bought, eventually they will purchase the rest of the movie library. They will probably do frequent re-releases for some of those classic movies or classic movies that people remember. And it'll be the same thing. Anyone who uses MoviePass on those movies, MoviePass is paying themselves. And if there's some people in there who don't own MoviePass, well, then they put money into MoviePass's pocket. MoviePass will need to start diversifying. And that's, by the way, why when you go to the stock, you're not buying MoviePass stock. You are buying Helios and Matheson stock, because Helios and Matheson are branching out into other ventures. And yeah, it kind of supports MoviePass, but MoviePass also supports those ventures. And I am thinking of making a movie about other acquisitions Helios and Matheson could make in order to diversify their business a little bit more and make more money. It's just a topic I've been thinking about, but let me know what you think below. Now, for those of you who want to help MoviePass, of course, continuing to use MoviePass on Discount Tuesdays or Sundays, that helps. Seeing American Animals would definitely help whether you see it with MoviePass or not. And of course, you can buy stock. As I said, it's 44 cents at the time of this filming. So if you want to buy some, get some through Robinhood. If you haven't signed up for your Robinhood, referral link below, you will get a free stock. It could be an Apple stock, a Facebook, a Groupon stock, whatever, for free. But I'm confident that MoviePass will, I'm a little bit more confident anyway, I should say, that they're going to stick around a little longer. I think diversifying is a good thing, and I think that there's too much value to the company, even though it doesn't have a lot of cash on hand. I mean, I can't see a company with a recognizable brand name and more than 3 million subscribers and a movie library now having absolutely no value to investors at some point down the line. But, of course, I want to know what you guys think. Do you think this is going to save MoviePass? Do you think it's going to delay them dying? Or do you think they're toast next week, one way or the other? I would love to know. So, comment below. Like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy the videos I make, consider becoming a Patreon member. It's totally optional, but even $1 a month goes a long way towards helping keep the channel running smoothly. And as always, oh geez, I'm sorry. I'm not going to cut that out. Flame responsibly. Have a good one.